Welcome back, everybody. I'm trying to get this video out before Matt and Andy drop the hub post talking about these maps. I don't want to be influenced by it. I just want to have my own talk on all three maps and then do another talk on the hub post after they post that up. So that said, getting into the Slaughterhouse map, very tight blind corners. There's a lot going on in this map. It's very busy. You got cars parked out of the front of each side. Are these cars abandoned? Are these people that used to work at the slaughterhouse that have been killed? Like, why are all these vehicles abandoned outside the slaughterhouse? Are these cars abandoned? Also, what's going on with the slaughterhouse? Is the slaughterhouse still in use? Is it abandoned? Because in the film, they make it seem like the slaughterhouse is definitely in use. As you see from the film, the cows are still there. You don't really get to see the slaughterhouse itself. Franklin just mentions it in the van. And so now we will be able to visit this slaughterhouse ourselves. I am assuming that we'll probably see cows here, like animated ones, presumably, because there is perimeter borders around the middle of the map. That area is probably going to be where the cows are penned in. Again, you see the tunnels. Again, you see the stairs going down into the tunnels. And that's like that on each map. So the tunnels are a very important gameplay factor of each of the three maps. And very briefly in the first video, I mentioned that basically Gunn seems to be doing a meshing of the remake 2003 remake versions and then the original version of the films, because for those of you that have never seen the remake, there is kind of a tunnel system and an extensive basement that you see on the films, and then there's a slaughterhouse scene, which is cool that they're putting the slaughterhouse map in, because on the new movies there is a slaughterhouse area and it is very intense. I'll throw some quick shots up of the basement and the slaughterhouse so you can kind of probably see the feel they might be going for, but ultimately we don't know because the only thing we've seen of the tunnels is what they've presented to us in the original reveal trailer. This is really cool though, because if you look at all these lines on here, how busy this map is, there is a lot of places, again, to hide, even more so than the gas station map. So you see in the middle there, just like on the family map, you have the windmill. Looks like there's a couple of small offices or office buildings in the middle bottom. Right there in the middle where you see all the lineage going on, those look like to be pens. Like they're probably cow pens, various structures between the slaughterhouse where they hold the animals. And you'll be able to go in and out of the animal pens there. And then as you venture over onto the right hand side of the map, there's a couple of long stretches of road, which is probably the entrance and exit of the slaughterhouse area. It'd probably be interesting, and it would probably suck to get into a chase on these two stretches of road, because it's just, if you're seen at that point, it's just about catching up with you. There's no place to hide at that point. So you have those stretches of road, all the cars you can hide behind. The question of looping comes to mind, I bet, when you look at this map. Those of you that play DBD are looking at this map and you're like, okay, there's going to be a lot of stuff we can run around. Will looping be a problem in Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Will you be able to run around a car and make the killer look silly? I'm sure they're internally testing for all that to see whether it's possible or not. But that's what comes to mind when I look at all these little tiny structures. Lots of great places for the killers to just come around the corner and scare the crap out of you on this map, it looks like. There's going to be a lot of surprise jump scares happening, I am imagining, on this map that will happen organically from the killers just showing up all of a sudden, which is going to be like super exciting. So getting in and then down there on the left you see again a little tunnel that goes outside of the perimeter of the map again. So each of the 3 maps have this. Let's try to figure out the gameplay. I'm sure they're going to talk about it in the hub post. They're going to get a little bit more deeper into that at some point. Could be today, could be a few weeks from now, but how is the gameplay going to be? Do you start off in a tunnel? And then I'm thinking maybe it's a layered progression objective system. So maybe, let's just say you start off in the tunnels. Maybe you have to kind of mill around in the tunnels. Let's think about the lore of this whole thing, right? Are they kidnapped? Are we starting off from the point where they are kidnapped? Because remember, they're not calling them survivors, they're calling them victims, right? So as a victim, are you already in the process of being kidnapped? Has the family already interacted with our victim survivor group and they've been kidnapped and they need to get out of a situation? So if we think about it that way, then most definitely 100% they're going to be starting off in the tunnel, and they're going to have to work their way out of the tunnel and ultimately get off of the map and escape, just like Sally did in the film. So let's think about it like they're doing that, right? Okay, so we're going to be starting off, in the case that we are victims that have already been found out and kidnapped, starting off in the tunnels, maybe bound up. Maybe it starts off, somebody gets loose. It starts off with your person getting loose. They're bound up, but they just got loose, and then you're starting, right? So now you have to go find your other fellow victims, join up, and work together to get out of the tunnel. And then whatever objectives are in the tunnel, you get that done, and then you're out, right? You get out, you're up on the top of the map, you come upstairs, but now there's a second set of objectives up on the top, because now you got to break out of the place, right? So now you're working to get whatever objectives you have to do on the top of the map done, and then you're going to exit the map. I don't know if you're going to get into a car, because there's no cars on the family map. That's all just running out. If you look at that map, if you were to escape, it would just be running down the driveway and getting out. So that map is a little bit more open, sparse, and full of fields, open fields. You'd have to start off in the tunnels, get up into the house, get out into the yard, in the fields, do whatever objectives you got to do, and then escape. My only concern when it comes to the family house is if you do start off in the tunnels, you wouldn't be getting that whole experience of Leatherface opening and slamming that silver door behind the red wall, or in front of the red wall, because you'd be coming up from that. You'd be coming up from the bottom and coming upstairs, and you'd be leaving the house rather than going in and experiencing that. But I don't know. Again, I'm not sure. Let's think about the reverse, right? Okay, so now the reverse would be you're approaching the house. You're coming in from some direction of the map. Like maybe they're driving in a car. They get out of the car, and now they're exploring, right? How's the beginning of it going to be? Let's say that the survivors or victims drive in a vehicle, and then they exit the vehicle, and now they're exploring because they're trying to find their friend, Maria Flores. So what are they looking for? If they're starting from the top and going down into the tunnels, what are they looking for? What are the objectives to get down into the tunnel, venturing onto this private property, these private properties, and going down eventually into these tunnels to look for Maria? And then, okay, thinking about it from the top perspective of going in, would they go into the tunnels and then have to come back out again? Is it a process of getting in the house, getting down into the tunnels, doing what you got to do, and then coming back up and then leaving? Because I can't imagine them going down into the tunnels and escaping. I do know, I know that there's the tunnels, that there's those little tunnels that go outside the perimeter of the map. But how do they escape from going down into the tunnels. Like, in my head, it doesn't make much sense, but maybe they make sense of it somehow. But, you know, if you're going into a house and then going down into a tunnel system that the family built, how does that seems just backwards or wrong. Like, it just seems like they wouldn't be escaping via an underground tunnel system. Where are they gonna go? You know, where is that gonna go? How does that equal freedom? So I feel like that they're coming out of the tunnels, maybe that they are already kidnapped down there, and then they have to work their way out. Or they're going in and then coming back out for reasons. But that's pretty much it on the Slaughterhouse map. I'm going to come back and do another video when the pub talk drops, and because I'm sure that they're going to get into it and give us a little bit more information on all of this. But yeah, this is good stuff. It's a very claustrophobic-y, very busy, very jump scary map right here with the Slaughterhouse. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. I can't wait till we start seeing screenshots of all these places. This is going to be awesome. You guys have a good one. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.